Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf. Tonight we have the pleasure of speaking with Joshua Burrell, the mastermind behind and actually the true person who is Logan Chops on YouTube. Is that correct? That's where you are, who you are?
Yep, Logan Chops Reviews. I just switched the name of my channel to Logan Chops Reviews. So.
Well, there you go. You're hearing it first here on Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf. Cool. So why do you make the channel Logan Chops?
Well, my friends, back in the day, I used to always have these really big sideburns, and I've always been a fan of Wolverine. So my friends would call me Logan, and then I had the big old mutton chops on the side, so it just got to be Logan Chops.
So you no longer have the big old sideburns then, or?
No, not anymore. I had to shave them off for various jobs, but the name's still stuck.
Well, that's a shame. We'll have to see if we can help you get your channel going full time and grow them back, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Cool beans. So what's the inspiration behind making the channel, and what do you do? What is the channel all about?
Well, most of the time I do a lot of gameplay. I do reviews of the games that are sent to me, little reviews. But most of the time, a lot of the parts of the video are gameplay of the board games and card games that get sent to me. It's always been with my friends. Whenever they bought a new board game or card game, they've always brought it to me and been like, here, and handed me the rule book. I wanted me to learn the rules and teach them how to play the game instead of them doing it themselves. So since that's just basically become a big part of what I do with my friends, I figured, why not just do it through videos, and help other people out with brand new games coming out.
Cool beans. Is there any channels out there besides yours, like yours, do you think?
I follow a couple of them. Like I watch the Unfiltered Gamer and a couple of other channels, but I'm not sure there's too many like mine. I mean, every single channel's got their different shtick, their different gimmick, and how they run stuff. So I like to think every channel is got their own thing, and none of them are alike.
Cool beans. So out of all the YouTube channels, why should somebody pay particular attention to Logan Chops, or why should we watch that channel?
Well, because I like to think I give an honest view of the games. I do my reviews for free, not paid. Like a lot of the channels out there do their stuff for free. But I like to give an honest view of just somebody coming into the game and checking it out. And I'm not afraid to say if something doesn't work with the game or something needs to be improved. I think that they shouldn't just stick to my channel. They should, of course, everybody should watch my channel, but they should also, watch the other channels also. Don't just take one reviewer's word for the game. Check out any of the other channels that are out there and get the different perspectives. What works for one person could be completely different for somebody else. So take the whole spectrum of channels and take that into consideration when you're wanting to buy a game or to see how to play a game.
Cool beans. Now, do you stick to a particular type of game, or?
Not really. I like to try to cover as many different games as I can. Right now, just been starting off slow with whatever, since my channel was about 2 months old, maybe a little over 2 months old. I haven't gotten too many games in. I've been trying to get a lot of new developers of games have been sending me stuff, so not a lot of established companies. But I've been just taking basically what I can get for the reviews, and then trying to cover and record what I already have, the board games I already have. But personally, I love dungeon crawlers. I've always been a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was in my early teens. Big Magic the Gathering fan, so I love card games of all sorts. But dungeon crawlers are my favorite. Descent. I'm waiting for Gloomhaven 2nd Edition to get shipped to me, which I just found out today that the ships for the U.S. should be landing early next week and then coming out for distribution. So hopefully my copy will be here soon and I can actually dive into it because I hear it's an awesome game. And a lot of other dungeon crawlers that I see that are coming up that are wonderful, like Dungeon Alliance, funded on Kickstarter. It's supposed to be coming pretty soon. I'm really excited to see that one. Got Dungeons of Infinity. That's coming up next year. I think it's February next year. It's going to be hitting Kickstarter. That game looks wonderful. I'm hoping to get an advanced copy of it or prototype so that I can actually do a review video for it.
Cool.
But I love all kinds of dungeon crawlers.
Cool. So you talked to Dungeons and Dragons and dungeon crawlers. Now, isn't correct me if I'm wrong, Dungeons and Dragons, that's a role-playing game, but a dungeon crawl is more like a board game as opposed to, what's the difference?
Yeah, board game / card game that you can still get into. Usually it's a lot of tile system, placing tiles down, advancing your character through the dungeon, and you're basically, instead of having a dungeon master, there's an AI, artificial intelligence, kind of running the game for the dungeon master part, usually ran by a deck of cards or certain things in the scenario in the book, rather than having the dungeon master there making the decisions or telling you what happens in response to your actions.
Cool. And you said you like card games as well.
Oh yeah, I love all kinds of card games.
Cool. I recently, I think I want to say your first game review on your channel, if I recall correctly, was actually a Dungeons and Dragons card game. Am I correct?
Yes, Dragonfire, which is awesome. I can't wait for it to reach retail, which actually should be at the end of this month, from what I'm hearing from one of my local game stores, is that it should be hitting retail about around Halloween, about October 30th, October 31st. And I've already got stuff on reserve there for all the expansion. I got the base game picked up for me at Gen Con this year. By Jack Spoener, the creator of Dungeons of Infinity. Actually, when I found out he was going to be there, I asked him, I was like, can you go by Catalyst Game Lab's booth? I'll wire you the money. Can you pick me up a copy of the game? Because they're going to have it there, advanced copies for sale. And he said, yeah, sure. He did. Jack is an awesome guy, and I can't wait for his game to come out, and I hope it's fun because it's looking wonderful. And what other game designer and producer would actually do that for you? Stop by another company's booth to grab you a game and send it to you. He's an awesome guy. He's a great person. I'm glad to call him a friend. Just a little shout out to the first page. If you haven't checked it out, the game's called Dungeons of Infinity. Check out the Facebook page. All the listeners out there, join it, give it a like. Keep updates. But back to Dragonfire. Yeah, it's a wonderful game. It runs off the same engine as Shadowrun Crossfire. Only it does a little bit of tweaks for the role-playing aspect and to make it more Dungeons and Dragons like. And cool. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I can't wait for all the stuff to come out for it at the end of this month.
Cool. So now, is that more role-playing, or is that an AI, or how does that work with the card game?
Well, it's kind of more AI. You got not too much role-playing in it. You've got your character and you've got your different your backstory stickers and your ability stickers, but that comes with the different mission cards, which are basically like your quests in Dungeons and Dragons that you would go on, and it says the different stuff and how to earn different experience. So it's not too much role playing in it, other than what you bring to the game. I mean, you can always sit around with friends and you can just role play whatever your character's doing, like whenever you're playing your cards to damage the monsters in the game, or they're to escape to different locations. You can always embellish if you like. When you're casting your magic missile or you're swinging with your sword, whenever you're attacking with your cards. You can add that role playing aspect to it with your friends, but it's not necessary for the game.
Cool beans. And so I want to say I've followed your channel since it began a little while back ago. You said about 2 months. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been up for about 2 months now.
Cool beans. So during that process, have you changed anything to your channel or how you do your videos?
Yeah, I've been trying to make them more professional. Like the video I just uploaded tonight, I actually stuck a thumbnail on there. I was just using like little screenshots from the videos themselves, but my wife, Gothylocks, she actually designed a thumbnail for me. This is a Logan Chops review, and it went up on the video that I posted up tonight for Stick Figure Fighters. I've been using a lot more editing software before. I was just posting up the videos as is. but I recently, purchased some editing software, purchased a professional mic to start using, especially whenever we're doing the 24-hour live stream that we're going to be doing here at the beginning of November. So we have that, so it's not just whatever audio is coming through the camera. To try to spice up the videos a little bit and make them more enjoyable for the watcher.
Cool. And with something I saw, I don't think it was in the first couple of videos, but after a while it was there. The good, bad, and the ugly. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the good, bad, and the ugly. I like to try to pinpoint down, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly about the games that I'm taking a look at and I'm reviewing. Tell the good, obviously, what's good about the game, what I like about it, what appeals to me. The bad, which is always what's unappealing. Just first off, it's not too awful, but stuff that could be tweaked or changed or that just rubbed me the wrong way about the game. And then of course the ugly, which is the stuff that's just downright bad about the game. It's usually a lot of the stuff with the packaging or some of the components if they're bad. Stuff that could completely be changed to make the game better or that the game doesn't need at all.
Cool. Now, does every game that you've reviewed thus far, does it have one of each of those, a good, bad, and ugly?
No, some of the games that don't have an ugly at all. A lot of the games, they have the good. They have, almost every game has a bad, something that they don't like about it. There's no game, I tell everybody, there's no game that is extremely 100% perfect out there. There's always something that somebody doesn't like about a game. I've seen some people that rave like, oh, this is the best game ever. There's nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful. It's the best game ever created. I don't believe that's true. There's always something about a game that somebody doesn't like, and I like to bring that in my reviews as an honest part, the parts that I don't like about the game personally. Somebody else could like it. That could be something that they enjoy, but I like to tell what I personally don't like about the game, so that they can make their own informed decision before they fund a game on Kickstarter, before they go out to their friendly local game store and buy it.
Cool beans. And I want to say you talked about helping people, like doing videos of like the new developers and whatnot and Kickstarters. Is that a majority of what you have, like new games coming out?
Yeah, it's a lot of the games that I've had come to me. I think it's about 80% of the games are new developers, first time creators and developers that are just bringing their games to Kickstarter or they're about to launch on Kickstarter. Like I got the video for Frontier by Josh McMurray. He's first time creator of the game. He's got to go out there. Naturally Disastrous was, even though they had a Kickstarter last year and it funded, they did it for a really low amount of value just to get the game out there and get the name out there. And then they were doing a Kickstarter for the expansions for everything. But a lot of my games are first time creators or lesser known companies that are trying to make their name big and get out there and get into the gaming community and get everybody to buy their games, give them a chance, which is basically what I'm doing with my channel. It's new. I'm trying to get out there, trying to get my name out there, get people and companies to give me a chance to do reviews for them.
Cool. And I've seen a lot of growth in your channel. How has that come to be?
Well, part of it is that I've partnered with you, and also with getting geeky with Game Relief and with the Giveaway Geek, made a network in the gaming community to try to bring in more subscribers and stuff for my channel and get my videos out there.
Cool beans. And yeah, I want to say we're competing. I know I don't do the videos. I have my podcast going directly there. We've done one or two videos, but we're competing. But I think you've blown me out of the water now. Last time I looked, I don't know what my subscribers on YouTube are now, but I think you've surpassed me.
I think I possibly have.
You did a while back ago.
We were neck and neck there for a little bit, but I got you beat by about 90 subscribers now.
Well, there you go. So if you're listening to this right now, go ahead and if you already subscribed to Logan Chops channel, go ahead and subscribe to Getting Geeky with Game Relief so we can try to catch him. Now, Logan, or Joshua, I don't know what you prefer, Joshua or Logan?
Either or, just don't call me late for dinner.
There you go. So you talked of something you're going to be doing an online uh, online gaming or something, a live stream coming up. What can you tell us about that? What's that all about?
Well, the live stream is for Extra Life. It's benefiting the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Every year for the past 3 years, I've raised money through donations for a different hospital that's in the Children's Miracle Network hospital. A lot of gamers and a lot of channels do this. Sometimes they'll team up and make a team. Sometimes just individual gamers. But basically, there's one day a year. No, basically you game all year, and you raise donations all year for different stuff. Some people, once they reach different milestones, they give out prizes or do special shout outs and different stuff like that. I haven't really done that, seeing as I was just doing it on my own. But now that I have my channel, I'm like, hey, okay, maybe use this to help promote for Extra Life. But there's one day of the year that's the Extra Life game day. And this year it's November 4th, where everybody that's been raising money for Extra Life does a live stream, a 24-hour live stream of them playing games, whether it be video games, board games, card games, whatever. And a lot of them do it on Twitch. Some do it on YouTube Live, which is what I'm going to be doing it on live on YouTube on my channel, where they just play games for 24 hours to raise more funds for the hospital. I've currently I put my goal, my funding goal earlier this year. I put it low at $100, and I've actually got that funded already. But it doesn't always only have to go towards what you're trying to get. You can always raise more money. So I'm always looking for more donations, and the money goes straight to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals and the hospital that you've chosen. And this year I'm playing in support of Renown Children's Hospital.
Now, is that they're in California, or where's Renown Children's Hospital?
I think, if I remember correctly, this one is in Nevada, because my plans at the beginning of the years, I was going to be moving out to Nevada. So I chose a hospital that was round about the area that I was going to be moving to. But those plans fell through, and we stayed in California. So, but the money, the donations go to help buy, pediatric medical equipment, different stuff like that for the hospital, and help, care for the sick children. And it's a really great organization. It's a really great, I can't think of the word. Yeah, it's just a really great organization, really great thing for the game community to get together and to give back.
Cool beans. So, is there a place, like, I don't know, there a link on your YouTube channel, or how do people go about finding out where to donate and what a little bit more about Extra Life?
Yeah, you can go to extralife.org. It's www.extra-life.org, and then you can check out what the organization's about from there. And if you want to donate specifically to me, there's a little search where you can search by people's name. You put in Joshua Burrell, Burall, and it'll bring my page up, and then you can donate straight to there. Or if you go to my YouTube page, in my About section, there's a link to my Extra Life donation page there, and I put it on some of my videos also, so you can go there and donate straight from my page. Or if you're on Facebook, you can. I got the links on there too. You can donate from my Facebook.
Cool, and we'll go ahead and make sure we leave links in the show notes and everything, so everybody can find it easier without having to type it in and whatnot. Some people are lazy. I know I am. If there's show notes, I click them. So cool beans. Now, I don't know why I didn't do this from the beginning, but let's go back a little bit further. I know you said you were into role-playing games and stuff for a long time, but how did you get into tabletop board gaming, Joshua?
Oh, when I was younger, I'd always been immersed in different fantasy realms and settings. I read a lot of books growing up, so a lot of like The Hobbit, the Sword of Shannara, and the whole Shannara series growing up. And so when I was at the game store in the town I was living in, and I saw they had the red box for well, no, it wasn't the red box. It was for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Second Edition. One of the boxes they had, the basic box for the game, and I actually picked it up and looked at it, and brought it to my brother, and I'm like, hey, would you guys be interested in playing this, looking at this? And one of my brothers was like, no. And my other brother Shane was like, oh yeah, no, that's totally into it, yeah. And got a couple friends together. We play, got together and learned how to play the game. Of course, back there in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition, the rules are completely different than how 5th Edition is now. So, just got involved in it that way, and then started getting more into the novels, more into the different settings, Greyhawk, Forgotten Realms, Ravenloft. I love Ravenloft because I love Gothic horror. So just started there back in my early teen years. Just saw it in the store one day.
Cool beans. So, were you a certain character? I want to say you mentioned your favorite character in one of your recent videos.
Oh yeah, I love playing dwarves. For some reason, dwarves are always just my thing. About 95% of dwarves, and usually a dwarven fighter or barbarian of some kind. Although I have been known to branch out and to try to take the dwarves to the thieves, to a mage, but it's almost always a dwarf.
Cool. And do you prefer role playing to board games, or I know you said dungeon crawls are the best? Do you prefer one or the other, a board game or a role playing game?
Role playing games will always have a place in my heart. I love playing them, but I don't really get a lot of chances to play nowadays, especially with having kids and work schedule. I got more chance for a board game. You sit down and play like half an hour board game. Whereas when you get into a role playing game, it's 2, 3, 4 hours. And as it has been lately, I usually am the one that's the dungeon master for the games. I don't ever get to play in any games in the past like 2, 3 years. Every game, it's always I have to run the games for my friends since I know all the rules. So I don't get to role play too much nowadays. So basically, my focus has been mostly on board games, dungeon crawlers, and the like.
Cool.
But role playing will always hold a special place in my heart that I'm always trying to get back to.
Cool. So you heard it here first on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. If any of Joshua's friends are listening, let him play instead of having to constantly be the dungeon master.
Yeah, yes, please.
There you go. So do you have a favorite board game at current time?
Current time, not really a board game. Dragonfire. Been looking at that a lot. Like I said, I'm really excited about it. All time, I love old school Hero Quest. I have a copy on my shelf. It's wonderful to play through. Descent is awesome. If I ever get a chance to play Descent, if I ever have time, because it's a little bit of a setup, and then tear down and the play time. Love to play Descent. It's a wonderful dungeon crawler to play.
Cool beans. Now let's see here. What do you have games picked out, or can people who donate pick games for you to play, or how's that go down on the EverQuest or EverLife thing?
Yeah, well, I posted up a couple months ago. I posted up some pictures of some shelfies of all my games, and asked what people would like. Go ahead and throw out suggestions from the games that I have from my selection of stuff that they would like to see played. And I didn't get too many responses in the groups that I posted the shelfies up. So if you donate or if you just want to send me a message, go ahead and you plan on watching the live stream. People want to go ahead and have suggestions of, hey, if you got this game, can you play this so I can see it being played? Or, hey, this game sounds interesting. I saw you do a video on this game. Can you do that? Go ahead and throw me suggestions. I'm always open for suggestions. I've got some staples that I'm going to bring because I know the friends that we're going to be doing the live stream with, my best friend, he loves playing Star Wars X-Wing. So we're probably going to play a game of X-Wing. His girlfriend who's going to be there with us, it was her birthday a couple days ago, so we actually got her a game as a present. It's a game that kickstarted earlier this year, and we got the copy, and it's a surprise. So I'm not going to name the name.
Oh boy!
But yeah, so it's a present for her. I got it sitting on my shelf in my closet. I haven't even touched the packaging or opened it or anything. So we're going to play that. But we got 24 hours, so we got plenty of time to fit as many games in as we can. So if anybody has any suggestions, of course I'm going to be playing Dragonfire. Bringing that along. By the time the live stream rolls around November 4th, I'm going to have all the expansion packs, the quests, and everything. We're going to start from level 1 and go. But any other games? Feel free to send me some suggestions. You can email me. You can put them on some of my videos on YouTube or on my Facebook. Message me, whichever.
Cool. Now, do you have a Facebook page?
My Facebook page is my normal, just my normal personal page. I've actually, it's been suggested to me that I actually make a professional page, which I'm thinking about. That way I don't have too much stuff flooding in through my personal page. For right now, it's just my normal Facebook page.
Okay, so is it okay for people to stalk you on there, or I guess
Oh
message
yeah,
you?
no problem. No problem with stalkers. Go ahead and feel free.
Well, there you go. You got the invitation on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Now, I know you've listened to some of the podcasts. The next section of our podcast is Adventures in Application Acquisition. Now, is there an application that you use a lot of, whether it be a cell phone, tablet, computer, anything that we can talk about for a minute?
I don't really play too many games on my phone. Not recently. I've got a lot of the Dungeon and Dragon apps, Fifth Edition, character creator, and and such, spellbook. But
Cool.
I don't really do too many games other than the Pathfinder Adventure card game app.
Cool beans. Is that a pretty good one? You like that?
Yeah, I like it. It mimics the game because right now I'm doing the Rise of the Ruined Lord. Even though I have all of them except for the Mummy's Mask here at home with all the scenario packs that come with it, the adventure packs. With that, I have was it Rise of the Ruined Lords, Wrath of the Righteous, and the pirate one, Skulls and Shackles. I have all their adventure card games. I just don't have the Mummy's Mask. But the app actually mimics the game pretty well, starting out, and you don't have to really pay to play. You can earn in-game gold to buy stuff to unlock different stuff, so you don't have to actually pay to play it. And it's a really good app. I like it. If I have spare time and I'm just sitting around, I'm playing on it.
Cool. Now, I've heard of Pathfinder. We actually have the box of the just a regular Pathfinder role playing game. We haven't really opened it much. I think my wife and kids might have looked at it a little bit, but I also listened to a podcast called the Glass Cannon podcast where they do a actual live playthrough of Pathfinder, the role playing game. How does the card game compare to the role playing game?
Well, just like with Dragonfire, there's not too much role playing aspect to it. The cards do have a lot of flavor text on them for the different villains and stuff that you're trying to beat and going through. But there's of course a storyline of the different locations and settings and different stuff have like little flavor text. But there's not really that much role playing to it. It's a basic it's a card game where you've got a decks of cards, other locations, and you're trying to beat the different things that occupy it, whether it be a boon, which is something good that you can get, or a bane, which is something bad that you have to overcome, like traps or monsters, what have you. To try to find where the villain is and what deck, the location deck the villain's at, and you've got a timer that you're basically trying to beat. It counts down. It's a blessing deck that every turn you flip a card and it counts down, and whenever the deck's gone, the time's up. If you haven't found the villain and beat him, yeah, you lose the scenario. But it's not really like the role playing the game. The role playing game plays a lot like Dungeons and Dragons. Not fifth edition, some of the older editions, but it's actually advanced beyond that and actually grown from what it originally was when it first came out.
Cool beans. So, if you own the rights to the application, what would be one thing you would do to make it a better application, Joshua?
To make it a better application, I don't know. They pretty well nailed down, pinpointed down the everything with the card game. Um, I don't think I would tweak it or change it or anything. I think I'd leave it just as it is. It seems it's pretty good in its incarnation as it is now.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. So, per se, somebody's fallen asleep at the road or at the wheel, and they've just barely got jolted awake before they hit that oncoming semi. Why should they go ahead and watch your channel, and especially with the whole Everlife thing coming up?
Oh, extra life thing.
Extra Life. I
Yeah,
keep getting it wrong. Sorry.
no, that's fine. I think they should listen to my channel, like I said before, because I like to think I give an honest review of the games that talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game, and informative gameplay so that they can get down the basics of the rules and make sure that they know how to play the game. And I hope they turn in on November 4th to the YouTube channel, to watch us live stream for 24 hours in game.
So, minus coming there to stalk you in California, how would they find you online?
Just go to Facebook, type in, Joshua Burrow, or might even find me under Logan Chops because I have it as my name on there also. So you should be able to search it and it should come up.
Cool. Or and also your YouTube channel. Just search Logan Chops, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep, Logan Chops or Logan Chops Reviews, and my channel will come up. You'll notice it's a little picture of me in a fedora. It's a cartoonish picture of me in a fedora when I used to have my chops that one of my good friends Rachel did. The nice caricature of me, my tattoos, my sideburns, my fedora. So go ahead and so hit subscribe, like all my videos, watch them, and I appreciate everything. Comment on them. Tell me how I can do my videos better and what you would like me to do. I'm always looking for constructive criticism. I know I'm in a bunch of groups on Facebook, review groups, and different Kickstarter groups. I'm asking for suggestions how I can make my videos better. What I can do to up my game. So if anybody's got any suggestions for me, go ahead and shoot them to me. I'm always willing to take suggestions how to make my channel better and how to, help other gamers get their information for their games.
Cool beans. So just really quickly before we let you go, what all games have you reviewed thus far? Do you remember?
Yeah, I got my YouTube channel right here. I can actually look at my videos. It is here. I know I did the quick start gameplay and review of the Dragonfire. Let me go to my videos. Dragonfire. I just got done. I posted one up earlier today for Stick Figure Fighters by Broken Archer. It's a really good game for 2 to 8 players. Dwarves Dig, Delve, and Die by Imbalanced Games. Frontier, the card game by Joshua McMurray. I did a video a little while ago. Shadow Strike Melee by Pure Fun Games. Rooster Rush by Mayday Games. Naturally Disastrous. I did one for Biggest Baddest Baddie by Orplex Studios, and from what I hear, they're coming out with a couple other games. Unfortunately, their Kickstarter didn't fund, but they're going to be bringing it back. They're going to be coming out with some more games, so hopefully they'll fund this time. Reviewed for a game called Loot Ninja, which was an awesome card game. Unfortunately, that one didn't fund either. I talked to the creator, and he's not sure if he's going to be bringing it back to Kickstarter, or if he's going to try to go straight to Amazon and just release it that way and find funding somewhere else. But Loot Ninja was an awesome card game to play. Awesome little card game, played really quick, really easy. Those are basically the ones that I've done so far. I think it's about 10 games.
Cool. Do you have anything in the works that we can look for coming out in the near future?
Yeah, I've got a review and gameplay video for a game called Envy. I know you and I talked about it earlier today, and it's not something that you're going to have on your channel because it's an adult-oriented, very mature graphics and content game, so I won't go too much into it on your channel, but it's Envy. It's by Dragonhawk Games. It's a really good card game. I've got a game called Cast the Ritual that I'm going to be doing a review for. The company name escapes me right now. But I've got Crazier 8's Avalon and Camelot that I'm going to be doing reviews for. And I've got just received today a bunch of games from Solar Flare Games that I'm going to be doing some videos for. I just opened the box right as soon as I got home. Lords of Rock, Nightmare Forest, Alien Invasion, and what's the other one? Dead Run. Got a couple games here in the box that I'm going to be doing some reviews for. So there's a lot more videos coming up. Of course, I'm going to be doing more videos for the Dragonfire content as it's released to retail, and I get it.
Oh, cool.
Whatever else comes my way.
Cool. That's really cool that Solar Flare sent you some of their games. I'm interested in theirs, especially they're going to have one. And I've been talking to the creator quite a bit, but they're going to be creating some They got the license for Robotech, and they're going to be doing some card games with that. A new 1985, what is it? I forget. What was some kind of cartoon that was in 1985. I started watching it with my son.
Anime, yeah. The Robotech, I think it's a Force of Arms, I think is the name of the game.
Yes, sir.
And, I was talking with him earlier myself yesterday and earlier today, and he was showing me some of the previews of some of the cards, and it's looking really good. He's gonna be at some convention showing it off. There's pretty soon, and it's coming. I think he said it's going to be released in the first quarter of 2018, and it's looking awesome.
Oh, cool! Did he change it? I want to say he had said second quarter, but yeah, sometime in 2018. So that's cool.
Yeah, but it's looking really well. I'm really excited to see it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a prototype or an advanced copy of it, and be able to get a video of that up.
There you go. Cool. Well, we won't keep you all night, Joshua, but we really appreciate you coming on, getting geeky with Game Relief. And like I said, we'll make sure we leave everything in the show notes so they can go ahead and let's see if I can get this right. So they can go ahead and check you out on everything that's going on, and so they can check out, let's see, Extra Life. There we go, Extra Life. And when you do that 24-hour gameplay on the 4th of November, you said?
Yes, 4th of November this year.
Okay, cool. So yeah, of 2017. So check that out. And is it? I don't know. Will you be talking about it, or you just be playing? Will it be like a? I've never watched one of those. Is it kind of like a radiothon? Like, do you talk about it during, or you just sit there and play games?
Oh, we'll be talking about it. I'll be interacting with the camera, and I'll be interacting with people, and I'll have my Facebook going on my phone. So if anybody wants to send me messages through Facebook or wants more clarification while we're playing with different game rules or different things we're doing, they can go ahead and shoot me a message, or they can email me or somewhere way shoot a comment on the YouTube live video, and but we'll have it going. We'll be able to interact with the viewers while we're doing the video.
Cool beans. So yeah, well, like I said, I'll leave the notes in there, and yeah, we really appreciate you coming on, getting geeky with Game Relief, Joshua.
All right, thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.